is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now, clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham, man.
The arena gasped. Bria Hartley didn't just collide with Sophie Cunningham, she took her completely out of the game with a crushing leg-to-leg impact. But here's the chilling part. Was this simply an accident or something far darker? As Cunningham hobbled off in visible agony, the cameras zoomed in on Hartley's face, and what they captured lit the fuse for an explosion of outrage. A smirk.
Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty play.
What began as a normal basketball sequence suddenly transformed into one of the most shocking controversies of the season. Fans and analysts were left asking the same haunting question. Was this just bad luck on the court? Or did Bria Hartley deliberately step over a line that should never be crossed?
Cunningham is down. My goodness.
Timeout.
Should be. You know, scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
The moment unraveled in the second quarter. Hartley charged through the paint like a runaway freight train, crashing into defenders until her momentum slammed straight into Cunningham's right leg. The result was devastating. Sophie collapsed, clutching her knee, her scream cutting through the silence. Trainer sprinted to her side, and in that instant, everyone knew this wasn't just another fall.
Play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
The hush that fell over the court said everything. Sophie Cunningham was officially ruled out, her night over. But the replays only twisted the knife deeper. In slow motion, the collision looked merciless, the snap of impact, Cunningham writhing in pain, and the raw agony etched across her face. It wasn't just heartbreaking, it was horrifying.
Indiana Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured. And it pisses me off.
Yet what followed might have been even worse. The referees did nothing. No whistle, no stoppage, no review. The game rolled on as if a star player hadn't just been carried off the floor. For fans watching, it felt like a betrayal. How could something so obvious, so brutal, be ignored right in front of the world?
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy.
Social media erupted like wildfire. Within minutes, #ProtectSophie was trending. Thousands of fans demanded answers. How could the WNBA let this slide? The longer the silence dragged on, the louder the voices grew, and soon, outrage was no longer confined to Twitter. It had become a movement.
Making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
Then came the voices that truly shook the league. Sophie's sister, Lindsay, and her mother, Paula, stepped forward, furious at the league's silence. They didn't just aim their frustration at the referees. They went straight for the WNBA itself, calling out a system that punishes players for speaking up, yet refuses to hold its own officials accountable. Their words cut deep, leaving everyone wondering, will the league finally respond?
Listen, Sophie Cunningham was targeted, y'all. I'm telling you right now, Sophie Cunningham was targeted by Bria Hartley, and it just is what it is. It is what it is. I don't want to sit here and play games and act like, you know, she wasn't She was targeted by Bria Hartley, and that's just the fact of the matter. And people can act like it's not all they want. I told you guys this girl was a dirty player, and that's all she did today was show how dirty she is.
But just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, it did. As the cameras panned away from the injured Cunningham, a disturbing detail emerged. Bria Hartley, smiling. To some, it wasn't just a smirk. It was a cold, almost mocking expression at the exact moment Sophie was being helped off. And once the clip spread, there was no going back.
You can tell Bria Hartley, in my opinion, she launched herself into her knee. She did. And I've seen some of the reaction online. And guys, it's despicable. It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is. It's members of the old WNBA fandom, the ones that root for Paige Beckers and Angel Reese and Asia Wilson and all the usual damn suspect.
The video looped endlessly across timelines, igniting a storm that no PR team could contain. Fans weren't debating anymore. They were furious. To them, this wasn't poor judgment or bad optics. This was Hartley caught laughing at another player suffering. What began as a questionable collision had now become a full-blown scandal about humanity, or the lack of it.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound, and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy, and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fights, and Charles this time trying to fight through the official, points a long finger. And as both teams walk to their respective corner.
But we mentioned the physicality and that last possession, the contact being let go. This time, I think it was accidental by Hartley. And then Reese just with a big reaction. And Tina Charles, being the vet that she is, gonna stick up for her team. If you know anything about Angel Reese, she is going to go hard. She's tough. She cares about making a stand for her team. And I love the reaction from Tina Charles. As a vet, you want to see your vet.
And for many, this wasn't a surprise. Bria Hartley's history was already stained with reckless incidents. Earlier this season, she sparked chaos by yanking Angel Reese's hair during a rebound. Not long after, she clashed violently with Rebecca Allen, earning an ejection. This wasn't random, it was a pattern. And now, with that smile frozen on camera, fans were asking, had Hartley finally revealed who she really is?
This is Bria Hartley right here, grinning from ear to ear with Sophie Cunningham smiling. I mean, that's despicable, folks. There's no other way to look at it. Yeah, how about this right here? That chick grinning after Caitlin Clark got slammed to the ground. And then this chick. I mean, really? Unbelievable.
Fans and analysts began connecting the dots, piecing together a troubling pattern. When you place Hartley's past behavior under the microscope, that smirk after Cunningham's injury no longer feels random. It feels like the climax of something bigger, a reputation that has been quietly building toward this exact moment.
Sassen! Kelsey Mitchell! Every game is a home game! Listen to the crowd in Connecticut. Final score in overtime. Fever 99, Sun 93. And Indiana completes the greatest comeback in franchise history.
Hartley's track record now paints her as the villain of the story. Her reaction combined with years of reckless play sent social media into a frenzy. For fans, this wasn't just another cheap shot. It was the final straw. Hartley was no longer viewed as careless. She was seen as a repeat offender who had crossed the line far too many times.
Kelsey Mitchell has a new career high. Backdoor Mitchell bouncing in the paint for two. Kelsey Mitchell, the pig is snatched up. Mitchell squeezing through for two at the foul. fouls on the other end. It's Mitchell launching it and necked it.
Even Sophie's family couldn't stay silent. Lindsay Cunningham, Sophie's sister, blasted the referee's response, furious at the culture of silence in the WNBA. She pointed out that while players are often punished for speaking up about bad officiating, referees face no consequences at all. And so the question burned brighter: why didn't the WNBA step in when it mattered most?
It's another double-double for Aaliyah Boston. Boston will fire a three. It's in. Goes to the putback. Plus the foul.
Oh, look at Boston just muscle her way into Charles and lay it in. Boston deep position. Boston pretty spin. Back to Boston, who ties the game. Boston now with her 15th double-double of the year. That's a new Fever franchise record.
For the Indiana Fever, this injury was devastating. With Caitlin Clark and Ari McDonald already sidelined, losing Cunningham was a brutal blow. She wasn't just a scorer, she was a leader, the heartbeat of the team. Without her, the Fever's playoff hopes crumbled before their eyes. Could they survive with their core stripped away?
Knifes off the screen. Charles is doubled.
And Indiana looks like they're in a zone right now.
Kick out and stolen by Mitchell. Explodes 2-on-1. Sims elevates for two and a foul.
Bug with their point guards. This is where you have Odyssey Sims coming in. Kelsey Mitchell making a great heads-up play here, but Odyssey Sims has done a great job early on coming in.
As fans and pundits dissected every angle, the league's silence became the center of attention. The possibility of suspending Hartley was floated, yet the WNBA stayed quiet. Analysts began comparing this to other unpunished incidents, asking the same question: would the league let this one slide too? Or was it finally time for real consequences?
As the momentum swung completely.
Shot clock down to 6 for the Fever. Turner, up fade. Turner kicks it. Hole three-pointer. Bottom!
Indiana's just...
Looking back, the narrative grew even more haunting. Could this injury have been prevented? Was Hartley's collision just reckless momentum, or the product of unchecked aggression? The debate raged, but for many, the defining image wasn't the collision itself, it was the smirk afterward. And what that smirk truly meant remained a mystery.
I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys.
The referee's refusal to intervene only made things worse. Players' safety should have been the priority, yet the game marched on. Fans were left to question: if the league truly cared, wouldn't this have been avoided? And then there was the smirk. Was it adrenaline, or was it Hartley revealing something deeper about herself?
We will never be counted out, because that is worth.
Experts began analyzing the psychology behind that expression. Some argued it was misplaced emotion, others saw it as arrogance, proof that Hartley believed she was untouchable. Whatever the case, fans were united in one conclusion: that smile crossed a line, one that can't be erased from memory.
They're good human beings. You know, they're selfless, they're tough, they don't care who gets the credit, they don't care whose day it is. They got something inside of them that you just can't teach. And, you know, they bring it out of each other. And it allows us to go through these incredibly tough times that we're going through, and always gives us a chance.
The incident now raised uncomfortable questions about the WNBA itself. How much responsibility does the league bear in protecting its players? For years, critics have accused the WNBA of failing to hold players accountable for dangerous behavior. With each passing controversy, one truth became harder to ignore: how long can the league afford to stay silent?
And I'm just so incredibly proud of them for continuing to believe, for continuing to pull together, for continuing to step up. I mean, every single person on this roster impacts winning for us. And every single person on this roster is valued for how they impact winning, whether they play a second or not. They give and give and give to this team. And I'm thankful for this group.
Cunningham's loss went far beyond her stats. She was the glue that kept the Fever together during a season plagued with injuries. Without her, the roster looked fragile, the team exposed. And as the media swarmed the story, the narrative split wide open. Was this a tragic accident or a dark reflection of the league's growing problem with accountability?